I express my sincere thanks to the organizers for giving us these opportunities to share our views among the various stakeholders in Vision 2030. As all of us know, Kerala is also known as the Ayurveda hub of the world, and Kerala has a large number of Ayurveda hospitals, clinics, and dispensaries, and considered as a model state as far as government institutions. But there are a lot of shortcomings and lack of patronage for Ayurveda even in Kerala. That should be addressed, and Ayurveda, as we all know, and our Honorable Prime Minister in the inaugural function of the GAF has stated, has a lot of potential, but it is not properly utilized both in the field of industries or for the development of the state as well as the medicinal aspect. Large disparity exists in the infrastructural framework and budget allocation between allopathy and Ayurveda sector. In Kerala, one of the pioneer projects of the present government is Ardhram project, but it is not implemented in the Ayurvedic sector. A lot of amount and lot of infrastructure development occurred in the allopathy sector, whereas not even a single amount is spent in the Ayurvedic sector. Another point is Kayakalpa. It is a part of the Swachh Bharat mission, but it is also not implemented in the Ayurvedic sector. Another aspect is the quality assurance system. In Ayurveda, it is in the preliminary stage. So these should be addressed. My first suggestion is Ayurveda to be included in the public health system. Incorporation of Ayurveda in the Public Health Act, and Ayurvedic doctors should be given a role in the public health initiatives. At present, we are mute spectators. And also inclusion of ASHA workers for the delivering Ayush care. At present, the service of ASHA workers are not given to Ayurveda sector. Also, permanent mechanism for tackling emerging disease, especially at present, recently in Kerala, State Ayurveda Code Responsible, District Ayurveda Code Responsible, Ayurveda Clinic and Ayurveda Task Force and Ayurveda Volunteer Team has formed, and it is found to be very effective. That kind of mechanism should be there as a permanent mechanism. But at present, in the field level activities, we have not much role. That should be addressed and that should be solved. Even though there are 1,206 institutions in government sector, including the NHM dispensaries, we have not much role in the public health activities. That should be addressed and that should be solved by 2030, so that we can call this model as an effective model. Another point that I want to point out is there must be a paradigm shift from the industry-based advertisement-centric approach to disease-based genuine Ayurveda treatment-centric approach. At present, we all know the authorities or the ministers are focusing on the wellness aspect of Ayurveda, but we must give more focus to the curative aspect of Ayurveda, and also support of government on export of Ayurvedic materials and medicine, and service of Ayurvedic doctors should be there. Also, there must be some restrictions on the online marketing and co-practice. Another point is Ayurveda health tourism and treatment policy. Setting up of government Ayurveda health tourism and treatment centers and providing preventive, curative, promotive and rehabilitative health services to foreigners using Ayurveda. Economic stability through increased income returns from these centers. accreditation of Ayurveda hospital. In Kerala at present, Kerala accreditation standards for hospitals or cash is there at the state level, but it is in the preliminary stage. National accreditation boards or hospital accreditation at the national level, that is also in preliminary stage. That should be widely accepted, and it must be made compulsory. Establishment of standard operating procedures and standard treatment protocols. In Kerala, at present, Clinical Establishment Act is implemented and the MSR is formulated, and high quality treatment and patient friendly environment in all hospitals. Another point I wish to highlight is Ayur Karma centers. As I stated, Kerala is regarded as a model state as far as Ayurveda is considered, but in government sectors, especially in dispensaries, only outpatient level treatment is there. Only consultation and other facilities are provided to patients. But through introducing Ayur Karma centers, we can give OP level treatment to the patients. Provision for OP level parasurgical procedures like Raktamosha, Agnikarma, and Sharasutra. Also, specialty clinic should be introduced at the dispensary level. Also, there must be provision for Ayurveda specialty hospitals at the block level. At present in Kerala, there are no hospitals under the block panchayat level. So, establishment of Ayurveda specialty hospitals at block level is very much essential. Provision for specialty OPs of Kaya Chikitsa, Salyatantra, Salakyatantra, Kaumara Kritya, Prasudi, Sri Roga, Manasiga, Swastavrata, and Agata Tantra. Smart Ayurveda dispensary. To implement online Ayurveda dispensary cloud management software system for OP, pharmacy, and e-governance. At present, no clerical support is there at the dispensary level and at majority of hospitals. So medical officers are forced to do clerical jobs, hence they cannot concentrate on the treatment aspect. So setting up of smart Ayurveda dispensary is very much essential so that we can easily accessible and accurate database of patients, paperless prescription, eco-friendly smart dispensary, reduce the consultation and waiting time, and by providing e-governance system, we can improve the service to the patients. And also integrative treatment approach. Integrative treatment approach is very much essential. Integrative approach in the treatment, especially in Kerala, the co-location is, even though the central government policy is co-location of various systems of medicine, due to resistance from the IMA and other modern medicine doctors, it is not implemented. But co-location is very much essential. In Kerala, in private hospitals, the Ayush wings are started, but it is not proper, but there is no proper integration. Proper reference system is not there. Even in stock management, we have a lot of scope, but that is not utilized properly. It is a model, a filariasis treatment center model is there in Kasaragod, and post stock management unit is there at the Sri Chitra Institute Trivandrum that can be taken as a model. And another point I wish to highlight is Chinese traditional medicine model. We all know that government support for traditional medicine in China is comparatively better. Integration of Chinese medicine in the treatment of COVID-19 pandemic is, we all know that there is integration of treatment at China for the COVID-19 pandemic. China gains huge amount of money through traditional medicine export. Although we have a very much developed traditional system as Ayurveda, these potentials, the potentials of Ayurveda is not properly utilized. Another point I wish to highlight is the lack of budget allotment and post creation. Provision for increased budget allocation for Ayurveda sector is very much needed. Establishment of government Ayurveda dispensaries in all LSDDs. Even in Kerala, there are no permanent Ayurveda dispensaries in 161 local self-government institutions. That should be addressed and that should be solved. Formation of new posts needed in Ayurveda sector. In dispensaries and government hospitals, there is shortage of staff. It is the staff pattern is very old staff pattern is there. That should be addressed and that should be solved. Regarding the budget allotment for the year 2021 and 22, only 78 crore rupees is allotted for Ayurveda, whereas 2,314 crores for modern medicine. That should be very much addressed. In all India level, 62,397 crore is allotted to the allopathic sector, whereas Ayur system only 1,784 crores is allotted in 2019 and 2020. That is a huge difference. That should be addressed and that should be solved. Legislation in Ayurveda. We all know that the existing legislation regarding Ayurveda should be modified so that we can control the fake practitioners, especially in Ayurveda sector. Amendment in Drug and Remedies Act is needed for banning fake advertisement of Ayurvedic product. A lot of Ayurvedic medicine are sold as over-the-counter product and through online. That should be controlled and restricted so that genuine Ayurveda treatment can be promoted. And International Research Institute in Ayurveda. International Research Institute is proposed to be starting at Kannur. While starting this research institute, there should be incorporation of departments such as biotechnology, pharmacognosy, pharmaceutical chemistry, microbiology, pathology, and biochemistry. And International Research Institute of Ayurveda should focus on safety profiling of Rasa and Visha containing drugs. Among the common people, there is an apprehension that most of the Ayurveda medicine contain heavy metal, so that this apprehension can be solved. Clinical efficacy trials should be conducted and basic research studies should be given more attention. Another point I wish to highlight is there must be family Ayurvedic health centers to upgrade government Ayurveda dispensaries into family Ayurveda health centers, so that we can provide best service to the patients and to facilitate patient-friendly infrastructure, to ensure work-friendly atmosphere among the staff, and to increase the number of post of medical officers and pharmacists from the present on to provision for therapists and multi-purpose worker, and to extend the time of OP so that better service can be provided to the patients. And thank you once again for giving me to share my views on the Vision 2030.